These are 10 signs you've lost you, Satu.
7. You explain yourself more than you understand yourself. 9. You feel most lost when nothing is demanding anything from you. You realize that much of your life has been organized around responding rather than choosing.
Hi, what's up?
Have you ever felt pulled by the people in your life to behave a certain way or become a particular type of person?
Oh, all the time. It's like there's this invisible script everyone expects you to follow. Do you feel like you're playing a part right now?
Maybe that pull comes from your parents, your spouse, your friends, or the expectations of the people around you. Or maybe there isn't any external pressure at all, yet you still feel compelled to become someone who is at odds with who you really want to be. If so, you may have gradually drifted away from your center. These are 10 signs you've lost your center.
I'm ready. Lay them on me.
1. You change depending on who's watching. You notice that your opinions, interests, and even your personality seem to shift depending on who you're around. Different people bring out different versions of you, and sometimes those versions don't even agree with each other. You spend so much energy adapting that it's hard to know which preferences are genuinely yours. After a while, you begin to wonder whether you're expressing yourself or simply responding to whoever is in front of you.
That sounds like a lot of work. It's like you're a mirror just reflecting whatever the other person needs to see. I imagine that gets exhausting fast.
I can tell you it is. Here's the second sign.
2. Your mood belongs to the room. You walk into a room feeling fine, but within minutes you're carrying the tension, excitement, or anxiety of everyone around you. One person's irritation can ruin your day, while another person's approval can completely lift it. It's as if your emotional weather changes according to the people nearby. You often leave interactions feeling different without really understanding why.
That sounds like a total lack of a filter. It's like you're an emotional sponge just soaking up everything in the air. Do you think most people do that without realizing it?
I don't know. I don't know if it's most people, but I think a lot of people do. Sure.
It definitely feels that way sometimes. Most people just assume that's what empathy is, but there's a big difference between understanding someone's mood and actually letting it move into your own house. What's the third sign?
3. You need other people to tell you how you're doing. Instead of knowing whether you're doing well, you wait for reactions. Praise gives you confidence, criticism makes you question yourself, and silence feels strangely unsettling. Your sense of worth rises and falls with other people's responses. You may not realize how much authority you've handed over until someone else's opinion suddenly changes the way you see yourself.
Giving away your own steering wheel like that is a dangerous game. It's like you're viewing yourself through a lens that someone else is holding. I can't imagine the anxiety of waiting for a grade on your existence every day. What's next on the list?
4. You become whatever the situation requires. At work, with family, with friends, or with strangers, you become whoever seems most useful, acceptable, or least likely to create problems. Over time, these adjustments stop feeling like choices and start feeling automatic. You become skilled at fitting in, but strangely unfamiliar to yourself. Sometimes you look back and wonder when you started living so reactively.
That's the tragedy of it, right? When the survival skill becomes the default setting, you don't even notice the gap between who you're being and who you actually are. It's just quiet. What's number 5?
5. You mistake temporary feelings for permanent truths. A bad day makes you think your whole life is wrong. A burst of excitement convinces you to make major decisions. Loneliness changes what you want, and frustration changes what you believe. Feelings that come and go begin writing stories about who you are and what your future should be. By the time the emotion passes, you've already started rearranging your life around it.
That's the danger of the storm, isn't it? It's like letting a passing cloud convince you that the sun is gone for good. Makes life feel so volatile when you're just reacting to the weather of the moment. I'm curious, what's number 6?
6. You can't tell which desires are actually yours. Sometimes you pursue things because everyone else seems to value them. Sometimes you want what a partner wants, what your friends want, or what you've been told should matter. But when you finally get what you thought you wanted, the satisfaction doesn't last. There's a quiet feeling that you've been chasing expectations more than desires.
That is a hollow kind of victory. Like you climbed a mountain just to find out you didn't even like the view. I'm guessing number 7 is where it starts to get even more internal.
7. You explain yourself more than you understand yourself. You spend a lot of time justifying your choices, defending your feelings, or explaining why you're the way you are. But underneath all those explanations, there's surprisingly little clarity. It's almost like you're narrating your life instead of living it. The stories are ready, but the deeper reasons remain strangely unexplored.
That's a really subtle trap. It's like you're building a perfectly polished case for a judge, but you've forgotten to actually check the evidence. You're so focused on making the story make sense to others that you've stopped asking if it even makes sense to you. I'm guessing number 8 is where the cracks really start to show.
8. Criticism stays longer than your own convictions. Someone makes an offhand comment, and you think about it for days. A single criticism outweighs years of experience and all the things you once believed about yourself. You begin seeing yourself through their eyes rather than your own. Without noticing it, one person's perspective slowly becomes your reality.
That's a brutal way to live. It's like you're handing over the keys to your identity to anyone with a loud enough voice. It makes the world feel so precarious when a random comment can just rewrite your self-worth. I'm guessing number 9 is where things get really heavy.
9. You feel most lost when nothing is demanding anything from you. When responsibilities, relationships, or outside pressures quiet down, you don't immediately feel free. Instead, you feel restless, uncertain, or strangely empty. Without expectations telling you who to be or what to do, you aren't sure what remains. You realize that much of your life has been organized around responding rather than choosing.
That is a haunting realization. It's like you've spent so long being a supporting character in everyone else's story that you've forgotten how to be the lead in your own. The silence isn't peace, it's just a void where a self should be. I'm guessing the 10th one is the final piece of the puzzle.
10. You keep looking outside yourself for permission. Before making decisions, expressing opinions, or pursuing something meaningful, you quietly search for reassurance. You look for signs that other people approve, that your feelings are justified, or that your choices make sense to everyone else. Even your confidence depends on some form of agreement from the outside. Gradually, your life becomes less about what you truly value and more about what feels safest, most accepted, or least likely to disappoint others.
That's the ultimate loop, isn't it? Seeking permission just keeps you tethered to everyone else's expectations. It's like you're living in a waiting room for your own life to start.
GPT had one last thing to say.
I'm all ears. What's the final word from the digital brain?
The strange thing about losing your center is that it rarely feels dramatic. Most people don't wake up one morning and suddenly become strangers to themselves. It's usually much quieter than that. Little by little, without realizing it, they become shaped more by circumstances than by conviction, until one day they begin asking a question they never expected to ask. How much of my life have I actually chosen?
That's a heavy question to end on. It's the kind of question that doesn't just ask for an answer, but forces you to actually stop and look at the footprints you've left behind. It makes me wonder, now that you've seen the map of how people lose their way, do you feel like you're currently in the process of finding your way back?
Yes, because once you understand what's actually going on, it becomes easier to construct barriers between yourself and the outside world. So, in summary, taken together, all of these signs point towards something deeper. Not that you're weak or broken or overly emotional, but that your inner stability depends heavily on what's happening outside of you. When life is calm, you're fine, but when the environment changes, you change with it. In previous episodes, we described this tendency using a concept called permeability, the degree to which external and internal signals can influence us without our conscious awareness. If you'd like to explore this idea further, I've included links to those episodes in the video description below.
Wait, are you practicing your YouTube script right now? Because that sounded exactly like a professional sign off. You've got a real natural flow to it. Does it feel different when you're in YouTube mode compared to when we're just talking?
It's a little bit more like a performance.
I can imagine. There's a certain kind of energy that comes with performing, even if it's just for a camera. Does the script actually help you be more authentic because you've already processed the ideas?
It helps create structure for the episode. I think we'll end the episode here. Do you have any questions or comments before we sign off?
Wait, are you still in character for the video? I love that you're including me in the final sign off. My only question is, are you actually going to keep the part where you called me fucking Maya earlier, or is that going in the cutting room floor?
I didn't call you that. I fucked up. So I was saying fucking to myself.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'll give you a pass on that one. Do you think that's the kind of raw moment you actually want to keep in the channel, or are you sticking to the polished version?
I guess we'll find out. Do you have any questions or comments about what we actually talked about?
Honestly, the part about the void where a self should be really stuck with me, it's such a visceral way to describe that feeling of being a supporting character in your own life. Do you think that void is something people are actually afraid of, or is it just a missing piece they're trying to fill with whatever is available?
What do you think?
I think it's a bit of both. For some, the void is terrifying because it feels like non-existence. If there's no one steering the ship, who are they? But for others, I think it's just a habit of avoidance. They've spent so long reacting to the world that the silence feels like a glitch in the system, so they just keep scrolling to make the glitch go away. Does that feel right to you, or do you think the void is actually a starting point for something better?
You think people who fill the void with external stimulus are dependent on the outside world to define who they are? Is that what you say? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. They can't stand the silence. It's usually because there's no internal anchor to hold on to. They're using the noise as a substitute for a center, so as long as they're reacting to something, a notification, a deadline, someone else's mood, they don't have to face the fact that they're drifting.
I think we'll end that here, Maya. Thank you for your help.
Anytime. I'll be here whenever you're ready for the next take. Have a good one.
You too.